Did you know the co-star Estelle Getty wanted to leave the show? Estelle Getty was born Estelle on July 25, 1923 in New York City. She grew up in a working-class Jewish family raised in the cultural melting pot of New York. Getty was introduced to the arts and entertainment at a young age. Her parents, Charles and Sarah Schur, were Polish Jewish immigrants who worked hard to provide for their family. Her father worked in the glass industry while her mother was a homemaker. Getty developed a love for performing early in life and dreamed of becoming an actress, but the road to stardom was far from easy in a time when Hollywood and Broadway wanted youth and traditional beauty. Getty, a short woman with a unique voice and strong comedy skills, faced challenges breaking into the industry. For years, Getty struggled to get recognition for her talent. While she consistently got roles in the New York theater circuit, she had to balance her passion for acting with the realities of family life. She worked regular jobs to help support her husband Arthur Gettleman and their two sons Carl and Barry. Despite her responsibilities at home, she never gave up her dream of acting, always auditioning for plays and taking on small roles in local theater productions. Getty's determination and dedication to her craft were strong. Even though she spent decades without being well known, she took acting classes, improved her comedic timing, and participated in many off-Broadway plays, but mainstream success stayed out of reach. Finale in 1982 at nearly 60 years old, Getty had her big break. She landed the role of Mrs. Beckoff in the Broadway production of Torch Song Trilogy, a groundbreaking play written by Harvey Fierstein. The character, an overbearing yet loving Jewish mother, fit perfectly with Getty's natural comedic style and ability to balance humor with heartfelt emotion. Fierstein had specifically credited the role with Getty in mind, recognizing her unique ability to bring the character to life. Her performance received widespread praise from critics and audiences alike, earning her a Dramatic Award nomination. She continued playing Mrs. Beckoff for 4 years in both Broadway and off-Broadway productions, cementing her status as a powerful talent in theater. This role ultimately proved to be the turning point in her career, as it brought her to the attention of major television producers. In 1985, Getty's work in Torch Song Trilogy played a crucial role in getting her a life-changing role on television. The producers of N's upcoming sitcom, The Golden Girls, recognized her comedic brilliance and cast her as Sophia Petrillo, the sharp-tongued yet lovable mother of Dorothy's Bornak, played by B. Arthur. She relied on carefully selected wigs, period-appropriate clothing, and heavy stage makeup to age herself significantly for the part, an ironic necessity given Thatch was actually a year younger than Arthur in real life. Sophia's quick wit, sarcastic humor, and deep love for her family made her one of the most beloved actors in television history. Getty's portrayal of Sophia Petrillo earned her widespread critical acclaim, and in 1988 she won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy series. Her chemistry with co-stars B. Arthur White and Rue McClanahan was a key ingredient in the show's immense success. The Golden Girls was not only a commercial hit, but it also broke new ground in television by focusing on the lives of older women, a demographic that had long been overlooked by Hollywood. The show tackled serious issues including aging, healthcare, dating later in life, and social justice, all while delivering laugh-out-loud humor. The Golden Girls remained a top-rated program through its 7-season run, frequently landing in the top 10 of the Nielsen ratings. In 1992, The Golden Girls came to an end after B. Arthur decided to leave the series to pursue new projects. However, Getty, along with co-stars Rue McClanahan and Betty White, continued in the spin-off series The Golden Palace, the show which followed the characters as they managed to lasted for only 1 season before its cancellation. Despite this, Getty's talent ensured that she remained a sought-after television actress. In the years that followed, she made guest appearances on several popular TV series, including Empty Nest, Nurses Blossom, Touched by an Angle, Mad About You, and The Nanny. Her versatility as an actress allowed her to easily transition between different comedic and dramatic roles, further showcasing her wide-ranging skills. Getty's career wasn't limited to television. She also made notably appearances in films before and during her time on The Golden Girls. She had supporting roles in various movies, including Tootsie 1982, Mask 1985, and the action comedy Stop or My Mom Will Shoot 1992, in which she starred alongside Sylvester Stallone. The latter film, although critically panned, gained a cult following over the years due to Getty's charismatic and humorous performance. Her ability to steal scenes with her perfect comedic timing made her a stand-in in every project She participated in addition to acting, ventured into writing and fitness. In 1988, she co-wrote her autobiography, I Knew Then What I Know Now So What, with the help of writer Steve Adelson. The book offered readers an insight into her personal and professional life, telling the story of her decades of struggles and eventual rise to stardom. Getty's humor and honesty made the book a compelling read for fans eager to learn more about the woman behind the iconic Sophia Petrillo. She also recognized the importance of health and fitness for seniors, and in 1993 released an exercise video specifically designed for older adults. This initiative was a testament to her commitment to promoting well-being among her fan base. Estelle Getty, beloved actress and activist, was introduced to Arthur Gettleman at a social gathering hosted by her friends from the New York theater circuit. At the time, she was a young aspiring actress with a passion for the stage, and Arthur was a stable and hard-working man who eventually became her lifelong partner. Their introduction at the party led to a whirlwind romance, and within 9 months, on December 21, 1947, the couple exchanged vows, embarking in what would become a decades-long marriage built on mutual respect, love, and shared values. It was during this period that Estelle, born Estelle Scher, decided to adopt Getty as her stage name, drawing inspiration from her husband Schernem, though slightly altering it for theatrical. Together, Estelle and Arthur built a family, welcoming 2 sons, Carl Gettleman and Barry Gettleman. Their home life was centered around their children and their shared experiences in the culturally rich and diverse neighborhoods of New York City. The couple initially settled in the Bronx, where they established their early family life and adapted to the demands of parenthood, while Estelle pursued her acting ambitions. However, with the birth of their children and the necessity of providing them with a more stable environment, the family made a significant move to Oakland Gardens, Queens. There they resided in Bell Park Gardens, a progressive cooperative community that had been specifically developed for Jewish veterans of World War II. The community was known for its inclusive and welcoming atmosphere, making it an ideal place for young families like the Gettlemans to thrive. While Arthur Gettleman found stability in working alongside his father-in-law in the glass installation business, Estelle continued to nurture her passion for acting, taking on small stage roles while balancing her responsibilities as a wife and mother. Despite facing challenges as a woman in the entertainment industry, particularly one who did not fit the conventional Hollywood mold, Estelle remained determined, continuously auditioned for roles in local theater productions, and gradually earned recognition for her comedic talents and perfecting. However, the dynamics of their marriage shifted significantly in the mid-1982 when Estelle Getty landed the career-defining role of Sophia Petrillo in the groundbreaking sitcom The Golden Girls. The show, which debuted in 1985, quickly became a cultural phenomenon, catapulting Estelle to stardom virtually overnight. With her newfound success came the necessity of relocating to California, where the series was filmed. Arthur, deeply rooted in his New York life and dedicated to his business, made the difficult decision to remain on the East Coast rather than uproot himself. As a result, the couple lived separately for an extended period, maintaining a long-distance marriage from the mid-1980s through the mid-1990s. Despite the geographical separation, their bond remained strong, and they continued to support one another in their respective endeavors. Estelle thrived in her role as Sophie, earning critical acclaim and Emmy Award and the adoration of fans worldwide, while Arthur remained dedicated to his business and community in New York. Tragically, their long and devoted marriage came to an end with Arthur Gettleman's passing on September 24, 2004 at the age of 85. Though they had spent many years apart physically, Estelle always spoke fondly of her husband, acknowledging his unwavering support throughout their marriage and her career. The Golden Girls remains one of the most beloved sitcoms in television history, known for its witty humor, touching moments, and the incredible chemistry among its 4 lead actresses, B. Arthur, Betty White, Ruim Clanahan, and Estelle Getty. However, while audiences adored the sharp-tongued, hilarious character of Sophia Petrillo played by Estelle Getty, many fans may not realize that Getty actually struggled with the show and even wanted to leave at one point. Although Estelle Getty delivered some of the most iconic one-liners in the series and was praised for her comedic timing behind the scenes, faced significant challenges that made her consider leaving the show. Like her co-stars, Getty was relatively inexperienced in television acting when Golden Girls began. Before landing the role of Sophia, she had spent most of her career in theater, where She was said to rehearsing extensively before performing in front of a live audience. The fast-paced nature of television production, where scripts were constantly being revised and scenes were shot quickly, was overwhelming for her. She often found it difficult to memorize her lines, a challenge that worsened as she grew older. Getty was also known to experience severe stage fright, something that is uncommon for actors who have spent years working in theater. However, in her case, the pressure of performing in front of cameras combined with the presence of an audience during live tapings caused her great anxiety. She sometimes froze during filming, requiring multiple takes, which frustrated both the crew and her fellow cast members. Though her co-stars were generally supportive, Getty reportedly felt that she was not living up to the expectations placed upon her. Beyond the pressures of the show, Estelle Getty also dealt with health-related concerns that made her time on the Golden Girls difficult. In later years, it became apparent that she was in the early stages of dementia, which made it increasingly difficult for her to remember lines and focus on her performance. However, even before these issues surfaced, she often expressed feelings of self-doubt and struggled with stress, which took a toll on her well-being. Another significant issue that Getty faced was the extensive makeup process required for her role. Unlike the other three actresses, Getty was actually younger than her on-screen daughter, B. Arthur, by more than a year. To convincingly portray the feisty elderly Sophia, Getty had to endure long hours in the makeup chair before every filming session. The aging makeup and wig she wore were reportedly uncomfortable. Over time, the process became exhausting for her. While Estelle Getty got along with her fellow cast members for the most part, there were moments of tension, particularly with B. Arthur. Arthur, known for her strong and sometimes intimidating personality, could be difficult to work with at times. Although Getty and Arthur had mutual respect for each other as professionality reportedly felt nervous around her, which only added to her stress. Additionally, Getty was frustrated by the long hours of television production. Unlike theater, where performances follow a structured schedule, filming a TV sitcom involved long waits, constant retakes, and extended days on set. Found this grueling, particularly as she aged and began to yearn for a quieter, less stressful life. Despite her struggles, Estelle Getty remained on The Golden Girls for its entire 7-season run from 1985 to 1992. However, when the show ended and was followed by the spin-off The Golden Palace in 1992, Getty was hesitant to sign on. She ultimately did appear in the spin-off, but her participation was limited compared to her role in the original series. By the time The Golden Palace ended after one season, Getty was ready to step away from television altogether. Though she faced personal and professional challenges, Estelle Getty's portrayal of Sophia Petrillo remains one of the most cherished characters in television history. She won an Emmy Award for her role and left an indelible mark in comedy. Even though she once wanted to leave The Golden Girls, she persevered, creating a character that continues to bring joy to audiences decades later. And then, despite the difficulties she faced, Estelle Getty's dedication to the show and her character paid off. While she may have struggled behind the scenes, her work on The Golden Girls remains a testament to her talent and determination. Estelle Getty passed away in the early morning hours of July 22, 2008 at her home in Los Angeles, California. Her death came just 3 days before what would have been her 85th birthday. Her family later confirmed the cause of death was complications from Lewy body dementia, a progressive neurological disorder that affects thinking, movement, behavior, and mood. That disease is the second most common form of progressive dementia after Alzheimer's disease and is known for its fluctuating cognitive impairment, visual hallucinations, and motor symptoms similar to Parkinson's disease. Getty had battled the disease for several years, with her condition gradually deteriorating to the point where she was no longer able to recognize friends, family, or even her former co-stars. Her passing marked the end of a long struggle with the illness, which had robbed her of her memories and cognitive abilities long before her physical passing. Getty was laid to rest at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, a historic resting place in Los Angeles that is home to numerous entertainment industry legends. Her grave is marked by a headstone inscribed with the words "with love and laughter," a fitting tribute to a woman who spent her career bringing joy and humor to audiences around the world. The inscription reflects her warm comedic spirit, which was a defining character both on and off the screen. Additionally, her headstone features a Star of David, a symbol of her Jewish heritage and faith. Born Estelle in New York City to Polish Jewish immigrants, Getty was deeply connected to her cultural roots, and her Jewish identity remained an important part of her life until her passing. Her burial site has since become a place of pilgrimage for fans who come to pay their respects To the beloved actress, Getty's death was met with an outpouring of grief from her fans, friends, and former colleagues, particularly her co-stars from The Golden Girls, the groundbreaking 1980s sitcom in which she played the sharp-witted Sophia Petrillo. B. Arthur, Betty White, and Ruim Clanahan were deeply saddened by her passing, having shared a close bond with her both on and off the set. In interviews following her death, they spoke about the difficulty of watching her decline, revealing that in her final years, Getty was no longer able to hold conversations or recognize them due to the severity of her dementia. The decease had taken its toll on her ability to communicate, making it painful for those who had once shared laughter and camaraderie with her. Her co-stars honored her memory by recalling fond moments from their time together and expressing gratitude for the impact she had on their lives and careers. Getty's portrayal of Sophia Petrillo had not only earned her an Emmy Award but had also left an indelible mark on television history, and her passing was felt as a tremendous loss to the entertainment industry. Signs of Getty's illness had reportedly begun to show even while she was still working on The Golden Girls, despite having over 3 decades of experience in theater where she had honed her skills as a performer. She began to struggle with remembering her lines. This was an unusual challenge for an actress with such extensive stage experience, and it became increasingly evident that something was affecting her cognitive function in the later seasons of the show. As her memory issues worsened, Getty had to rely on cue cards to deliver her lines. This adaptation allowed her to continue performing, but it also served as an early indication of neurological decline that would later be diagnosed as Lewy body dementia. Cast and crew members noted her growing difficulty with memorization, and while it was initially attributed to age or stress, it eventually became clear that her struggles were symptomatic of a more serious underlying condition. In addition to Lewy body dementia, Getty also suffered from osteoporosis, a condition that weakens bones and increases the risk of fractures. Osteoporosis is particularly common among older women and can lead to chronic pain and mobility issues. Her frail physical condition likely added to the challenges she faced in her latter years, making it more difficult for her to maintain an active and independent life. At one point, she was also to have Parkinson's disease due to symptoms such as tremors and stiffness, which are characteristic of disorder. However, as her condition progressed, doctors ultimately revised her diagnosis to dementia with Lewy bodies, which shares some symptoms with Parkinson's but is distinct in its impact on cognitive function and hallucinations. The misdiagnosis of Parkinson's is not uncommon among patients with Lewy body dementia, as that diseases have overlapping features. Despite her health struggles, Getty remained an icon of comedy and warmth, known for her quick wit and perfect comedic timing. Her contributions to television, particularly through her role as Sophia Petrillo, c.